Hey guys, it's Peanut Ice Cream Bar. So, I am standing in front of this wonderful backdrop. My room is almost complete. I can almost make all kinds of videos and I have so many planned, but for now, I'm just gonna do some reviews. Funny story, these I actually wrote, and all these shows I watched this past spring, and I just haven't gotten to this video until now. Unless I have, and I secretly posted it and then deleted it. Who knows? Hey, hey, hey! I do want to say before I get started, some of these reviews will contain spoilers, so I will warn you before I say anything. All of these shows, the last time I checked, were streaming on Crunchyroll, and if you do not know what Crunchyroll is and you like anime, you need to pause this video right now, right here, and go look up Crunchyroll, type it in your Google box, and be amazed. Weep tears is my impression of you. So, the first show I'm going to talk about is Welcome to the N.H.K. I wasn't sure, to be honest, what to think of this show after the first few episodes, but it quickly became one of my all-time favorites. It's a dramedy, a young man who's become a NEET, and he gets a proposition from this strange girl that he's never met before, claiming that she can cure him if he will follow her steps in this program she's created. So, I don't want to say too much because, not that there's some big secret to spoil, the thing that's so great about this show is the character development. Everything that happens is just so sweet and adorable. If you have ever suffered from depression or anxiety or fear or self-consciousness or generally being a human, you will find something to relate to in the show. You will enjoy it. You should definitely 100% watch it. All the characters are really amazing. Like I said, the character growth is wonderful. You will fall in love. This show will make you laugh for sure. It will maybe even make you cry. There's definitely points where it gets a little bit too sappy, dramatic, but that comes with the territory of being an anime, right? I think it does. And sometimes this show just gets too real. Same. There's definitely some life lessons sprinkled in all around here. I can't figure out the temperature. It's really like, is it hot? Is it cold? It's not hot. It's not hot. The only not so great thing about this show is it does take place in present day. So if you're a huge cosplay fan, there's not too much to go on unless you're like a casual cosplayer. You could totally just wear some of these outfits on the street day to day and be like, secret cosplay. No one would even know. And next we're gonna talk about Kill la Kill, which I'm sure everyone has seen at this point, but I don't care, I want to talk about it. I'm gonna do it anyway. And like I maybe said earlier, I wrote these reviews this past spring, so probably still everyone had seen it at that point, but so this show has a plot that is impossible to explain, actually, and I will just not even try. I will say that it is an action comedy and it sticks pretty rigidly to that. However, there are enough cute moments thrown in there that people who aren't so much action comedy fans can still enjoy this show. What's also really awesome about this show is not just the art and the character design and the character development, it's sort of parroting other shows of this nature. It is very, very funny. And it's sort of treated like an inside joke almost. So you can watch the show and totally miss that aspect, in my opinion, and you know, maybe it wasn't even on purpose, but if you are thinking about it, it's just every episode is just absolutely hilarious. Now, there is a literal fuck ton of fan service, and I'm sorry to swear, but there is no other way you can describe the amount of fan service in this show. Is it at least communicating something other than, oh hey, boobs. You can get past it, you really can. The only problem is you cannot watch this show with especially just one other person. I feel like you either have to watch it alone or in like a big group where everyone will just be sexually frustrated and putting pillows on their laps in the case of boys. Because there is just all kinds of nudity. All kinds. That being said, it's a really awesome show. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. And if you're brave or stupid or possibly both, there are a ton of cosplay options here. Groups, alone, two people, duos, the possibilities are endless. Now let's move on to Sword Art Online, or SAO. This review will contain massive spoilers, so here is a skip button. Skip this whole review if you have not seen this show and you want to be surprised surprised and experience everything for the first time without knowing what's gonna happen. Understandable. And here we go. This anime is about a young man who, with a bunch of other people, gets trapped in an online game where dying in the game means dying in real life. Not the most original concept, but meh. Now, from the first episode of this show, I was hooked, which never, ever happens in an anime, like, never. It always takes a couple episodes for me to be like, yeah, I can get into this. But this one, I was like, it's gonna be the best ever. I'm so excited to watch this. There's like a ton of episodes down. For me, within the first 5 or 6 episodes, the plot just slowly starts to drop off. So, and forgive me, I haven't watched this show in several months. I think Kirito and Asuna are the main characters, but what happens is the plot drops off so those two can play house together and, hi necklace, and then adopt a virtual daughter. And yeah, okay, I get it. There is the ever-present and very real threat of danger, and that always makes people bond. But it was still, I couldn't get it out of my head that these kids are between like 13 and 16 and they have a home together and are married, question mark, and have a kid who's like 5 or something, and they're too young. They're too young. It was just creepy. It creeped me out. I could not get past that, and I just watched those episodes while a chill ran down my spine because they are just, that is insane. Can you imagine having a kid when you were 13 years old who's like 5 years old and being married and like, I mean, some people have lives like that, but it's not happy hunky-dory, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's really stressful, and they're just playing it like, yeah, we have a kid, everything's great, we're so in love, and you're just like, ah. And that's my main problem with this show. It just got really dark. The parts of this show that I found really interesting, you know, the trouble with living in a virtual world, and these gamer people who are really into games and that's what they do all the time, are suddenly forced to make these insane decisions, like maybe if someone lives or dies. And it just had some really cool elements that I felt like it kind of dropped off so they could have a romantic plot, which is pretty much my least favorite thing in the world of storytelling. So this one really disappointed me, especially because in the second arc when Kirito is out of the game and then goes into Alfheim, he kind of just goes crazy, killing other characters left and right, even though we just had this whole struggle of, oh, I was in the virtual world and now I'm out. And literally a few months ago, what he's doing in Alfheim would have been straight up murder, which he was really against. He did not want to kill people, and now here he is killing people. And then he goes into this whole thing where he's like, I can't let a party member die. That would be so horrible of me because of what happened in Sword Art Online. I can't let that happen. And it's just like, but he just killed a whole bunch of people. What? It don't make no sense. Anyway, like I said, there were a lot of things I liked about this show, and if you're a fan of cosplay, this show is great. There's a lot of stuff to cosplay from, a lot of cool character designs. If you like role-playing games or online gaming, you will definitely enjoy bits and pieces of this show. And if you're a fan of all that stuff and you're into more romantic shows, this is also for you. There's a whole arc of just straight up for love. If that's something that you're into, then you will definitely, I can highly recommend this show to you. Spooky, spooky! Finally, let's talk about the most adorable thing you will ever see. It's called My Ordinary Life. It's not new by any means, but it's sort of a slice of life comedy that is kind of like Azumanga Daioh, if you've ever seen that. Also a really good show. And this is a show I've seen on and off for several years, but I only recently finished it this past spring. It is adorable. It has everything. It has elements of coming of age. It has a ton of comedy. It will make you laugh. This show did make me cry at one point. Episode 25, man. I'm still crying about how cute that was. Still not over it. I don't want to say too much. The plot, again, it's sort of complicated. Not because the plot is complicated, just because, you know, it's more episodic than other shows. It doesn't have like a huge overarching thing to deal with, but the comedy is strange and bizarre and hilarious. The characters characters are adorable and funny, and if you're into cosplay, once again, if you had a group of like 3 or more, you could do some really cute stuff. The theme song is adorable, both of them, and the show will make you want to call your friends and just have like a hug party where you just hug all your friends. So fuzzy. What is it focusing on? Anyway, those are some really quick reviews. I know I kind of ranted about Sword Art Online for a while, but they were meant to be really quick. And I will talk to all of you later. Bye!